After 9,000 years of secret preparation, humans finally faced the alien attack and struck back instantly, changing the fate of the galaxy forever. Subscribe now to witness more epic stories of humanity's rise and unstoppable power in the galaxy. For thousands of years, humanity lived their lives on Earth. They built cities, invented machines, explored the oceans, and studied the stars. People believed they were alone in the universe, unaware that far beyond their vision, ancient eyes watched them carefully. These observers were not simple travelers, but a council of powerful alien civilizations, known across the galaxy for their strength and control. They had mapped countless worlds and judged many species. Most of them ignored Earth, thinking humans were small, weak, and unprepared. They believed the planet was insignificant, just a minor rock in a vast galaxy. Yet humans were not as ordinary as they appeared. For 9,000 years, secret preparations had been underway. Long before the aliens ever arrived, humans had started to learn, plan, and build in ways no one outside could imagine. Entire generations passed, contributing to a hidden strategy that spanned centuries. Every discovery, invention, and lesson learned was part of a bigger plan. Engineers and scientists worked in secret, sometimes hiding breakthroughs in ordinary places. Ordinary satellites, research stations, and communication networks were carefully designed to serve a dual purpose. Everything humans did secretly prepared them for a moment that might never come. Life on Earth seemed normal, but behind the scenes, it was far from it. Hidden facilities under oceans and deep underground stored advanced technologies and fleets. These fleets were disguised as peaceful research stations or cargo ships. No one in the skies above suspected that weapons capable of changing the course of battles were hidden there. Humans practiced coordination, running simulations and drills, ensuring that when the time came, every part of the plan would fit together perfectly. Each person, whether scientist, pilot, or strategist, knew their role and contribution. They were ready to act without hesitation, without fear. People lived their daily lives unaware of the watchful eyes above. Children played in parks, workers commuted to offices, and leaders debated policies. While humans seemed ordinary, they carried knowledge, skills, and secrets that could shake the galaxy. Humanity had become patient, learning to hide power beneath ordinary appearances. The calm surface of Earth masked a level of intelligence, preparation, and strategy that no one could imagine. Even the most advanced alien minds could not guess how deeply humans had prepared for the unknown. Every century added more layers to this invisible fortress. Knowledge of science, warfare, communication, and space travel grew in secrecy. Humanity developed methods to unite quickly across continents, learning to coordinate actions without revealing their plans to potential enemies. Every invention and advancement was tested and refined. From hidden space stations to underground laboratories, the preparation was precise. Nothing was left to chance. Every eventuality had a response. Every threat had a plan. Humanity's patience became a strength. Their civilization had learned to endure hardships, adapt to challenges, and innovate quietly. They had survived natural disasters, wars, and disease, gaining wisdom and resilience. Each step forward in science and strategy prepared them for a time when their abilities would be needed. The world seemed peaceful and normal, but beneath the surface, humans were ready for a challenge that could shake the galaxy. They waited quietly, confident that when the moment came, they would act with precision and power. The stars above seemed distant and silent, yet humans had studied them. Understanding movements, distances, and the likely paths of distant civilizations, they had predicted that one day they might not be alone, and they had prepared accordingly. The calm before the storm was a test of patience and foresight. Every human, knowingly or unknowingly, contributed to the readiness of their species. The world was calm, cities bustling, oceans flowing, skies bright with light, but this calm hid a secret strength. One day, it would reveal itself, and the galaxy would see that humanity was far more than it appeared. Humanity had learned to blend in, to live ordinary lives while building extraordinary capabilities. The 9,000 years of preparation were invisible to outsiders. But when the moment came, nothing could stop them. Every plan, every fleet, every innovation was ready, waiting for the signal. The calm before the storm was not weakness. It was patience, strategy, and confidence. Humanity waited, and in their waiting, they became unstoppable. One day, The sky above Earth changed. Shadows stretched across cities and oceans as massive alien ships appeared without warning. They were enormous, unlike anything humans had seen before. Their shapes were sleek, strange, and filled with lights that blinked like stars. The alien armada was not just a few ships, it was a vast fleet sent by the Galactic Council, a powerful alliance that ruled countless worlds. Their message was simple and terrifying. Earth would be brought under their control. The humans on the planet could feel a mix of fear and awe, but there was no panic, for humanity had prepared for this moment for thousands of years. People around the world stopped in their tracks, looking up at the skies. Children clutched their parents' hands, workers froze in offices, and leaders hurried to communicate with each other. Yet even as the aliens broadcasted their demands, humanity remained calm. Their hidden fleets in orbit shifted into formation, and secret command centers deep underground activated. Every protocol that had been rehearsed for centuries was set into motion. Humans had learned patience and precision, and now that patience would pay off. The aliens expected surprise, chaos, and fear, but instead, they were met with readiness. The Galactic Council had underestimated humans completely. They saw a species that had barely begun to explore their own solar system. They assumed Earth was weak, scattered, and uncoordinated. Yet humans had been silently observing the universe, learning, adapting, and preparing strategies for this very confrontation. Their apparent fragility was a mask for strength. Every human, unknowingly or knowingly, had played a role in building this hidden power. The aliens could not have guessed that beneath the calm cities, oceans, and skies, Earth held the means to strike back with devastating effect. Everywhere, people watched as ships larger than mountains hovered above them. The fleet's weapons glowed ominously, and strange symbols shone on their hulls. Communications from the aliens were broadcast across every continent, demanding obedience and surrender. The words themselves carried a tone of superiority, a subtle reminder that humanity was at their mercy. Yet humans did not flinch. They did not hesitate. Their centuries of planning allowed them to see not just the ships, but the weaknesses hidden in their design. They had studied alien technology through intercepted signals and ancient observations. Every detail mattered. Every flaw was an opportunity. Military forces that had always seemed ordinary suddenly became extraordinary. Teams in hidden bunkers coordinated with orbital stations. Fleet commanders executed maneuvers that had been practiced countless times. Automated defenses and drones prepared to intercept any immediate threat. Even the general population contributed by following emergency plans without confusion. Humans were united in purpose, a unity forged over thousands of years of preparation. The aliens assumed they would encounter chaos, but instead they were met with perfect order. The alien fleet tried to communicate with a display of power, projecting massive beams and sending probes to test Earth's defenses. But the humans' secret technology responded faster than the aliens could imagine. Sensors that had been developed in secret detected movements and energy signatures, feeding information to hidden command networks. Every action of the alien fleet was anticipated, their approach mapped and countered silently. The Council had relied on shock and fear, but humans were neither shocked nor fearful. They were ready to respond in ways the aliens had never predicted. Even as the world watched in amazement and terror, hidden forces prepared for the first strike. Humanity's calm was not weakness. It was strategy, patience, and confidence. Every person involved in the hidden operations knew their place, their tasks, and the timing required. The moment had arrived, but the world above remained quiet, for the preparation had been so thorough that when the strike came, it would appear sudden and unstoppable. The aliens would learn that their assumptions about Earth had been completely wrong, and the calm before the real battle had ended. The alien armada hovered, expecting submission, but instead of panic, they found calculation, readiness, and intelligence. Humanity had waited for this moment for 9,000 years, and now every plan, every fleet, every strategy would come into action. The calm skies hid an unstoppable force. The stage was set, the players were ready, and the galaxy was about to witness a species it had underestimated for millennia. Humanity was poised to strike back, and the world would never be the same again. Beneath the surface of Earth, far below the cities and oceans, humans activated hidden networks that had been prepared for centuries. secret command centers, deep underground and protected by layers of technology and natural barriers, came alive with lights, screens, and communications. Engineers, scientists, and strategists worked in perfect coordination. Every station, every device, every human knew its role in the plan that had been crafted over thousands of years. Above them, ordinary satellites and research stations transformed into advanced observation and defense units. Ships that seemed inactive in orbit suddenly powered up, their engines humming silently as they moved into precise formations. Every part of humanity's secret preparation began to function like a single, perfectly tuned organism. Humans had spent generations learning to hide power in plain sight. Ordinary buildings and landscapes were equipped with systems capable of rapid deployment. Laboratories designed for research could become command hubs in minutes. Even communication networks were dual purpose, capable of transmitting ordinary messages to civilians while simultaneously coordinating fleets and defense systems. The level of coordination was staggering, and every piece had been tested repeatedly over decades. The plan was not just about technology. It was about timing, strategy, and the ability to respond instantly. In orbit, hidden fleets that had appeared to be simple satellites suddenly revealed their true nature. Ships that looked like research stations extended defensive shields and activated weapons. The aliens above could not detect the sudden shift until it was already happening. Hidden drones, sensors, and autonomous units moved into position, ready to intercept any attack. Humans had anticipated every possible scenario, and the technology had been designed to adapt instantly. Every calculation, every maneuver, every contingency had been considered in advance. On Earth, command centers communicated silently, directing movements and actions across continents. Scientists monitored energy signatures, engineers prepared fleets, and pilots ran simulations one last time before launching. Every individual involved understood that their actions were part of a much larger strategy. The synchronization was almost artistic, every part moving in harmony with the whole. The centuries of preparation allowed humans to act without hesitation, and there was no room for error. For the first time in history, humans were about to reveal the full extent of their hidden capabilities. Even ordinary civilians contributed in subtle ways, following evacuation plans, maintaining order, and staying calm. Humanity's preparation was not just technological, but social and cultural. People had been trained over generations to respond to emergencies, to trust in the systems designed for their protection. This ensured that when the hidden fleets acted, the world above would remain largely calm, allowing the plan to proceed flawlessly. Nothing about human behavior was left to chance. Every action had been studied and rehearsed. The alien armada above had no idea of what was waiting for them. They believed humans would panic, scatter, or surrender quickly. They assumed Earth's defenses were minimal and uncoordinated, yet humans had been silently building intelligence, technology, and strategies for millennia. Every ship, every station, and every command center was part of a network that could respond instantly. The aliens' assumptions about weakness would soon be proven disastrously wrong. Energy readings, movement tracking, and communication networks operated seamlessly, feeding real-time information into a central command system. Humans were ready to strike before the aliens could even issue further demands. Every hidden fleet, underground facility, and communication hub acted as a single entity, coordinated by humans who had perfected the art of planning and timing over thousands of years. The moment of action approached, and every part of the plan was ready to spring into motion. The depth of human preparation was extraordinary. Not only had they anticipated the arrival of the aliens, but they had also prepared to overwhelm them with speed, intelligence, and precision. Every fleet knew its position, every weapon system its target, and every human its task. For the aliens, the calm before the human strike would end in confusion and shock. Humans had been waiting for this moment for centuries. And now every hidden resource, every secret strategy, and every trained individual was ready. The galaxy was about to witness a species that had mastered patience, coordination, and preparation to a degree that no one could have imagined. From underground bunkers to orbiting stations, from hidden fleets to civilian coordination, humanity revealed its hidden strength. It was no longer just a planet of ordinary people, but a calculated, prepared, and unstoppable force. The aliens would soon learn that Earth was not a simple rock to be conquered, but a civilization that had spent 9,000 years preparing to strike back instantly. Before the aliens could issue another command, humanity struck with precision and power. Hidden fleets in orbit surged forward, their engines glowing as they moved in perfect synchronization. Every ship, every drone, every automated weapon system activated instantly. The aliens were caught completely off guard, expecting fear, chaos, or hesitation, but instead they found coordination, intelligence, and speed beyond their understanding. Humans had studied every likely tactic the aliens could use, anticipating their movements and countering them before they could act. The sky above Earth and the space around it erupted with brilliant flashes of energy as the first strikes hit. The human fleets targeted key command ships first, knowing that the alien hierarchy depended on central control. Lasers, plasma weapons, and advanced missiles fired with deadly accuracy. Striking with precision that had been practiced in simulations for centuries, alien ships that seemed indestructible fell in minutes. Their shields were breached, systems disabled, and crews incapacitated. The remaining fleet scrambled to respond, but every maneuver had already been predicted. Every escape route had been blocked, every reinforcement's path anticipated. Humanity's preparation turned into action like a single, unstoppable force. On Earth, command centers monitored the battlefield in real time, communicating silently and effectively with orbital fleets. Underground bunkers coordinated with drone networks and automated defense systems. Civilians followed evacuation protocols calmly, adding to the efficiency of the human strike. Even the most advanced alien sensors failed to detect the full scope of humanity's hidden capabilities. Every strike was precise, every countermeasure effective. The aliens realized too late that they had underestimated their opponent completely. The humans' ability to act instantly was devastating. Fleets disguised as research stations transformed into war machines. Lasers and plasma cannons fired from satellites. Holographic decoys confused enemy targeting systems. Automated drones attacked from unexpected angles. Humanity had spent thousands of years preparing for this moment, and it showed in every calculated move. The aliens had planned to intimidate and control, but humans had turned intimidation into opportunity. Their sudden and precise strikes left the alien fleet in disarray. Energy weapons and missiles tore through the alien ships with incredible efficiency. Every hit was carefully aimed to disable rather than destroy unnecessarily, maximizing the impact while conserving human resources. Communications from the Galactic Council were ignored as humans focused on the critical objective of neutralizing command centers. Alien pilots tried evasive maneuvers, but human technology anticipated every movement. Sensors tracked each ship's position, feeding data instantly to decision-making systems that operated faster than any alien could react. Humans had turned centuries of preparation into instantaneous action. The first few minutes of battle defined the outcome. The alien armada, confident in its power, found itself in chaos. Ships collided, shields failed, and fleets scattered in confusion. The humans did not pause or hesitate. Every strategy, every maneuver, every weapon system worked in perfect harmony. Each human element contributed, from orbital fleets to underground command teams. The combination of intelligence, coordination, and timing was unstoppable. The aliens had assumed superiority, but their arrogance became their downfall. On Earth, people watched the skies with awe and fear. Massive flashes of energy lit the clouds and oceans as alien ships were destroyed. Yet humans remained calm. Their centuries of training allowed them to act with focus, not panic. Every civilian, soldier, and operator played a role. Their preparation allowed them to respond instantly and effectively. The alien fleet's attempts to regroup were countered before they could even organize. Each strike was decisive, demonstrating that humanity's patience and planning had reached perfection. By the time the first wave ended, key command ships of the alien armada were destroyed. The rest of the fleet was scattered and disoriented. Unable to form effective attacks, their advanced technology was rendered useless against the strategy, foresight, and preparation of humans. The speed and precision of humanity's first strike shocked the galaxy, showing that a species thought weak and primitive could act with unimaginable efficiency and power. Humanity had proven that preparation, patience, and coordination were more powerful than raw strength. The battlefield around Earth became a testament to human ingenuity. Every destroyed alien ship told the story of centuries of planning. Every maneuver reflected careful study and foresight. Humans had taken the initiative and changed the course of the battle before it even began. The aliens would never forget the shock of being struck instantly, decisively, and without warning. Humanity had finally shown the galaxy that 9,000 years of preparation could turn the impossible into reality. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched in shock and disbelief as the mighty alien armada faltered. No one could believe that a species considered primitive could strike back so quickly, so decisively, and with such intelligence. News of humanity's first strike spread through communication networks and observation posts. Alien historians, scholars, and military commanders tried to understand what had just happened. They had seen powerful fleets crushed before. Planets surrendered without resistance, but never a species that had prepared in secret for thousands of years. Humanity had turned patience, planning, and strategy into an unstoppable weapon. The Galactic Council, once confident in its control, now faced embarrassment and confusion. Their orders had failed, their fleet was disoriented, and their plans had been anticipated. Across the council chambers on distant planets, leaders argued and debated. Unable to comprehend how humans could achieve such coordination, intelligence reports poured in, showing the exact timing, precision, and speed of every human strike. Every simulation they had run in their laboratories had failed to predict the outcome. Humans had learned not just technology, but anticipation, coordination, and strategy, qualities that no one had expected from Earth. On Earth, humans observed the reactions of the galaxy quietly. Their fleets remained in formation, ready for the next phase. But the focus shifted as news of their success spread. Humanity's reputation began to grow, not through words, but through actions. The universe was starting to recognize that humans were no longer an insignificant species. Even alien scholars who studied multiple civilizations admitted that they had underestimated humans entirely. The combination of intelligence, patience, and planning had allowed humans to achieve what many thought impossible. The shock of humanity's response reached other star systems. Those who had assumed the Galactic Council was unbeatable reconsidered their position. Alliances were shaken, and rival species began to take notes. Some saw an opportunity to align with humanity. Others feared the rise of a new power in the galaxy. The fact that Earth could act with such precision without revealing its capabilities beforehand was a warning to all. Humans had shown that their preparation was more advanced than raw technology. It was intelligence applied over thousands of years, creating a level of readiness that no one could match. Within the Galactic Council, panic began to grow. Reports described how human fleets had neutralized key command ships, disrupted communications, and disabled advanced weapon systems. For centuries, the Council had assumed dominance. Yet humans proved that preparation and patience could overturn even the strongest forces. Alien commanders tried to regroup, but every movement was anticipated. The speed and precision of human strategy made even experienced leaders hesitate. Their confidence shattered. They realized that Earth was not a target, but a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, human leaders coordinated quietly, observing the galaxy's reaction. Their centuries of preparation had not only defended Earth, but also demonstrated their strength. The world's population remained mostly unaware of the larger galactic events. Yet those in the know watched history unfold. Humanity had become a legend, its actions sending a clear message across the stars. No species should underestimate humans. The victory of the first strike was more than just a battle win. It was proof that intelligence, patience, and unity could overcome arrogance and power. Scientists, strategists, and military historians from other civilizations tried to study the human methods, hoping to understand how a planet could prepare so thoroughly without revealing itself. They noted that humans had combined technology, coordination, and long-term planning in ways that defied conventional thinking. Every detail, from hidden fleets to underground command centers, had contributed to the shock and success of the strike. Humanity had become a symbol of what careful, persistent preparation could achieve. Their ability to act instantly and decisively had changed the way the galaxy viewed power and control. The Galactic Council's advisors admitted quietly that they had been wrong about humans. They had dismissed Earth as weak and scattered. Yet that assumption led to their first failure in centuries. Across multiple systems, discussions began about the rise of humans as a new and unpredictable force. Even species that had remained neutral in galactic politics realized that Earth could no longer be ignored. Humanity's reputation grew as a result of its intelligence and preparation, proving that a small planet with patience and unity could challenge even the greatest powers. As the initial shock settled, humans prepared for the next steps quietly. Their first strike had proven their capability, but the galaxy's attention was now fully on them. Humans had sent a clear message. Patience, preparation, and intelligence were more powerful than arrogance, strength, or numbers. The universe would never underestimate Earth again. Humanity had risen from obscurity to prominence through careful planning, coordination, and centuries of preparation. Their victory was more than tactical. It was a statement to the galaxy that humans were no longer ordinary, and they would not be ignored. The surviving alien ships tried to strike back immediately, launching attacks against Earth's defenses. Their weapons fired with speed and power, but humans had anticipated every possible counterattack. Hidden fleets moved into position, automated drones intercepted missiles, and energy shields activated in perfect timing. The aliens were frustrated and confused, unable to adapt to strategies they could not predict. Every movement they made had already been considered. Every weakness exploited. Humanity had prepared for this. Centuries of planning allowing them to counter attacks before they could even begin. From underground command centers to orbital stations, humans coordinated flawlessly. Communication networks transmitted real-time data, directing fleets, drones, and weapon systems with perfect timing. Engineers adjusted shields and weapons, scientists monitored energy signatures, and pilots executed complex maneuvers without hesitation. Every human involved in the defense understood their role. The alien attempts to overwhelm Earth were met with calculated responses, each more effective than the last. Humanity's preparation had turned the planet itself into a fortress, ready to act instantly against any threat. The aliens, confident in their technology and experience, found themselves unable to gain an advantage. Their most advanced weapons were neutralized by systems humans had hidden for centuries. Decoys confused targeting systems, automated countermeasures intercepted attacks, and human strategy ensured that every response was faster than the aliens could react. They had assumed surprise and fear would work in their favor, but instead, they faced coordination, intelligence, and speed that was completely unexpected. Every attempt to regroup or retaliate failed, leaving alien commanders desperate and disoriented. Even as battle raged in orbit and space, the people on Earth followed emergency plans calmly. Evacuations proceeded in order, communication systems guided civilians, and critical infrastructure continued to function. Humanity's preparation was not only technological, but social, teaching people to act in unison during crisis. This collective readiness allowed human forces to focus on strategy and defense without distraction. The aliens could not have imagined a species so prepared that civilians and military alike contributed seamlessly to defense. Every layer of humanity's planning worked together, forming a network of efficiency that the aliens could not penetrate. The surviving alien ships tried feints, hoping to draw humans into traps. They altered formations, deployed probes, and attempted sudden strikes. But humans had anticipated deception. Every maneuver had been simulated, every possible trick accounted for. Automated systems adapted instantly, countering attacks with precision. Fleets moved like a single organism, shields reinforcing vulnerable points, drones targeting weaknesses before they could be exploited. Humans turned each alien attempt into an opportunity, responding faster than the aliens could comprehend. From observation posts in orbit to command centers deep underground, every human element was active. The planet itself became a coordinated weapon, responding instantly to threats. Every strike by the aliens was matched or neutralized. Every plan executed flawlessly. Humanity's ability to counter attacks seemed almost supernatural to their observers. Yet it was not magic, but preparation, patience, and intelligence applied over 9,000 years. Every possible scenario had been considered, and every countermeasure was ready. The aliens realized that raw strength and technology alone could not defeat humans. Their pride and assumptions were shattered. They had underestimated the patience, planning, and coordination that humans possessed. Even small fleets of human ships acted with perfect timing, supporting each other in ways that overwhelmed the alien forces. No matter what tactics the aliens tried, humans had already devised a response. Their centuries of preparation had turned the planet into an unbeatable force. As the battle continued, alien casualties mounted while human losses remained minimal. Automated defenses and precise strategy ensured minimal risk to personnel. Every drone, fleet, and weapon system worked together in harmony, turning the aliens' attacks into futile exercises. Humanity had proven that preparation and intelligence could overcome even the most advanced technology. The galaxy watched in awe as a planet defended itself not through panic or brute force, but through careful, coordinated, and precise action. By the end of the counterattacks, the surviving alien ships were disorganized, their strategy in ruins. Their attempt to regain control had failed completely. Humanity's defense had not only protected Earth, but demonstrated the strength of long-term preparation, patience, and intelligence. The aliens now understood that the humans were more than capable of defending themselves, that their arrogance had been a mistake, and that Earth would not only survive, but rise stronger than ever. Humanity's centuries of planning had turned potential destruction into triumph, and the galaxy had witnessed the power of perfect preparation. The Galactic Council, once confident in its power and control, now faced a reality it had never imagined. Its fleets were scattered, key command ships destroyed, and advanced technologies neutralized by humans whose strength had been underestimated. Panic and confusion spread among the Council's leaders. They realized that Earth was no longer a simple planet to conquer, but a force capable of challenging even the mightiest powers in the galaxy. Reports from the battlefields detailed every strike, every maneuver, every calculated response by humanity. For centuries, the Council had assumed absolute dominance. Yet humans had turned patience, preparation, and intelligence into a weapon stronger than any fleet or weapon system. Alien leaders tried to regroup, calling councils and sending commands to remaining fleets. But every message and order seemed slower than the humans' ability to respond. Their movements were anticipated, their technology countered, and their strategies rendered useless. The Council could no longer act with the confidence it once had. Instead of imposing its will, it had to negotiate, to reconsider its approach. Humanity had turned the situation from defense to dominance without a single wasted move. Their centuries of preparation ensured that every step they took maintained the upper hand. On Earth, humans observed the reactions of the Galactic Council quietly. Their fleets remained in formation, ready for any possible counterattack. Command centers continued to analyze data and coordinate movements. But there was no rush, no panic, no hesitation, just the calm confidence of a civilization that had prepared for thousands of years. The alien leaders were learning, too late, that arrogance and assumptions could not stand against strategy and foresight. Humanity had proven that long-term planning and patience were more powerful than immediate strength. The alien armada that remained struggled to respond. Even their attempts at diplomacy were cautious and measured. Humans controlled the battlefield and the narrative. They could choose when to act, when to hold back, and when to strike again. Their preparation had given them not just defense, but control over the situation. Earth was no longer a target, but a power in its own right, capable of shaping the outcome of galactic events. The Council could only react, while humanity dictated the terms. Across the galaxy, other species watched in awe and curiosity, observing how humans had taken control without arrogance, without unnecessary destruction. Every move had been calculated, precise, and efficient. Scholars and strategists analyzed humanity's methods, trying to understand how a species previously considered primitive could dominate so effectively. The combination of intelligence, patience, coordination, and hidden strength was unprecedented. Humanity had shown that preparation over millennia could allow even a small planet to confront a massive interstellar alliance and prevail. The Council realized that negotiation was necessary, for further aggression could lead to more destruction and embarrassment. Humans held the advantage, ready to strike again if provoked. Their forces were prepared, and their strategies refined over thousands of years. The Galactic Council had to accept that Earth could not be conquered by force, and any attempt to challenge humans further would likely fail. Humanity's rise was no longer theoretical. It was visible, undeniable, and powerful. The galaxy had been forced to acknowledge the presence of a new, highly capable civilization. On Earth, civilians went about their lives, mostly unaware of the galactic implications. Yet every hidden fleet, every command center, every automated system remained ready. Humans had built a civilization that could act instantly when needed, and they had done so flawlessly. The lessons of 9,000 years of preparation were now visible in action, demonstrating not just survival, but dominance. The calm, coordinated responses of humans had shifted the balance of power, showing that strategy, intelligence, and preparation were greater than raw firepower. The Galactic Council began to accept that humans were a force unlike any they had encountered. Arrogance and underestimation had led to their first defeat, and now diplomacy was the only path forward. Humans were patient but vigilant. Their fleets remained ready, their command centers active, prepared to respond instantly if necessary. The Council understood that they were no longer rulers over Earth, but negotiators with a species that demanded respect. Humanity had turned defense into authority, showing that preparation and intelligence could create power that even the strongest civilizations could not ignore. As the galaxy adjusted to this new reality, humans quietly maintained their readiness. The Council's fear and respect grew, knowing that Earth could defend itself and act decisively. Humans had taken control not through aggression alone, but through centuries of careful planning, coordination, and foresight. The turning point was clear. Earth was no longer a passive planet, but a rising power, ready to shape its own destiny. And the galaxy had been forced to recognize that the humans were now a force to be reckoned with. Capable of defending themselves and asserting influence across the stars, with the alien armada in retreat, humanity had achieved a victory that few in the galaxy could have imagined. The skies above Earth cleared as remaining alien ships withdrew to distant space, their fleets shattered and disoriented. Humanity's centuries of preparation had not only defended the planet, but had demonstrated a level of intelligence, coordination, and strategy that no other species had witnessed. Across the globe, people looked up at the sky in awe, unaware of the full scale of what had occurred. Yet, the hidden fleets, command centers, and automated systems continued to operate, ready to act instantly if needed. Humans had turned defense into triumph, showing the galaxy the power of patience, planning, and unity. The world celebrated quietly, knowing that the battle was won, but the journey was far from over. Commanders and scientists reviewed every maneuver, every strike, and every decision. Analyzing successes and planning for the future, humanity's rise was no accident. It was the result of 9,000 years of preparation, careful coordination, and learning from every possible scenario. Every citizen, knowingly or unknowingly, had contributed to a civilization capable of acting instantly and decisively. From the smallest drone operator to the leaders of the hidden fleets, every action had been part of a plan that had now been proven effective. Across the galaxy, other civilizations took notice, their observers sending reports back to their leaders, describing how humans had turned what was supposed to be a swift conquest into a stunning defeat for the alien armada. Scholars, strategists, and leaders marveled at the precision and efficiency of human action. The story of Earth's defense spread, and with it, respect for a species that had been underestimated for millennia. The Galactic Council, once proud and arrogant, had been humbled, forced to acknowledge that humans were no longer a minor species, but a powerful force in the galaxy. On Earth, life slowly returned to normal, yet nothing was truly the same. Hidden fleets remained in orbit, underground command centers continued to function, and automated systems were still active. Humans had learned that preparation, patience, and unity could make them unstoppable. Their civilization had evolved beyond ordinary defense, becoming a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and foresight. Every city, every fleet, every laboratory had played a role, demonstrating that a species that planned for centuries could overcome any challenge, even against an enemy that was vastly more powerful in technology and numbers. The victory also marked the beginning of humanity's influence in the galaxy. Other civilizations, previously unconcerned with Earth, now viewed humans as a serious presence. Diplomatic envoys, observers, and scouts began studying the planet with curiosity and caution. Humanity's reputation grew not just for its technological power, but for its intelligence, strategy, and ability to act as one. The galaxy realized that a species thought weak and scattered could rise to challenge even the most dominant forces. Earth had become a beacon of possibility, showing that patience and preparation could triumph over strength and arrogance. Human leaders understood that the battle had changed everything. The world was no longer isolated, and humans were now a recognized power. Yet, the approach remained careful and calculated. Just as 9,000 years of preparation had taught, every fleet remained ready, every system operational, and every command center alert. Humans knew that power without vigilance could be lost. They had survived the first test, but the universe was vast, and challenges would continue to come. Preparation would remain their greatest strength. The alien fleets, scattered and humbled, carried stories of Earth's unexpected power. The Galactic Council had learned that intelligence, coordination, and planning over millennia could overcome the mightiest forces. Their defeat served as a warning to all other civilizations. Humanity had proven that patience, foresight, and unity were more powerful than raw technology or arrogance. Across star systems, observers began to change their strategies, knowing that the humans could strike back instantly and with devastating effect. The galaxy would never underestimate Earth again. Humanity's rise was complete, not through brute force, but through wisdom, patience, and preparation. Every step, every plan, every hidden fleet had worked in harmony to defend the planet. Earth had become a symbol of resilience and ingenuity, demonstrating that even a single species could shape galactic events when it acted with intelligence and unity. The story of humanity's victory would be remembered for generations. A civilization that had prepared for 9,000 years had finally shown the universe that it was unstoppable, and the galaxy had taken notice. Even as life continued on Earth, humans remained ready. Their fleets poised, systems operational, and minds alert. Victory had been achieved, but vigilance remained. Every citizen, every fleet, and every command center knew that preparation was the key to survival and influence. The alien threat had been repelled, but the lesson was clear. Intelligence, patience, and coordination over centuries could make a species unstoppable. Humanity had emerged victorious, not only defending their world, but announcing to the galaxy that they would never again be underestimated.